It was a quiet Saturday morning in Chicago, the kind of morning when sunlight filters gently through the blinds and paints golden patterns across the living room floor. I had been sipping my coffee, enjoying the rare peace, when I heard a hesitant knock at my door. It was Ethan, my husband Daniel's son from his previous marriage. Ethan was 17, a tall, lanky kid with nervous energy, and he was dressed in a crisp white shirt with a brand new navy blue suit. His hair was neatly combed, but his tie hung limply around his neck, a mess of fabric and failed attempts. Hey, he muttered, shuffling his feet awkwardly. Do you maybe know how to tie this? Dad left early for work, and I can't figure it out. I've watched like 10 YouTube videos already, and it still looks like a shoelace gone wrong. I laughed softly, putting my mug down on the coffee table. Come here, Ethan. Let's see what you've got going on. He stepped closer, his shoulders stiff with embarrassment, his hands tugging nervously at the fabric. I gently reached for the tie, straightening it out. You've almost got it, I reassured him. It just needs a little finesse. As I guided the fabric around, folding it over and under, I found myself explaining the process slowly, step by step. See, it's like a dance, one side over, then through, then pull tight. Ethan's eyes followed every movement, his brow furrowed in concentration. You make it look easy, he said quietly. I smiled. That's because I've done it 1,000 times for your dad. He's terrible with ties. That made Ethan laugh, and the tension in the room eased. When I tightened the knot and stepped back, the tie hung perfectly against his shirt. His shoulders straightened, and for a moment, he didn't look like a nervous teenager anymore. He looked like a young man ready to face the world. Wow, he whispered, glancing in the mirror by the hallway. I actually look decent. You look sharp, I said, meaning it. What's the occasion? Ethan hesitated, then gave a small smile. There's this event at school. Kind of a recognition ceremony. I didn't want to tell anyone in case I didn't make it, but they're giving me an award for academic improvement. My chest warmed with pride. Ethan had struggled for years, his grades slipping after his parents' divorce, his confidence dipping lower and lower. I had seen the nights when Daniel worried about him, the times Ethan barely spoke at the dinner table. And now here he was, standing taller, his eyes shining with quiet pride. Ethan, that's amazing, I said, my voice catching just a little. You've worked so hard. You deserve this. For a moment, the shy boy I'd always known disappeared, and I caught a glimpse of the strong, determined man he was becoming. His eyes met mine, and in that quiet space, I felt something shift, not in a romantic or forbidden way, but in a profoundly human one. A bond. A recognition that I wasn't just an outsider in his life anymore. I was someone he trusted. Thanks, he said softly. It means more than you think. When Daniel came home later that evening, Ethan proudly showed off the plaque he'd received at the ceremony. Daniel's eyes welled with tears, and he pulled his son into a tight embrace. I stood back, watching the two of them, my heart swelling with gratitude. That night, when Ethan placed the plaque on the mantel, he glanced back at me. I couldn't have gone without your help today, he said with a grin. Not just the tie thing. I mean everything. It struck me then how small gestures, a steady hand with a tie, a kind word at the right time, can change the course of someone's life. From that day on, something was different between us. Ethan began talking more openly, sharing bits about his classes, his friends, even his dreams for the future. And every time I saw him walk out the door, shoulders squared, tie knotted neatly at his collar, I remembered that morning. The morning when a simple question, "Can you help me with my tie?" became the moment that changed us both forever. Because sometimes, it's the little things that hold the greatest power. Not the grand speeches or big gestures, but the quiet moments of connection that remind us what family truly means. And for me, that moment wasn't just about helping a young man tie his tie, it was about tying something far greater. A bond. A trust. A future where we could stand together, not as strangers, but as a family.